And welcome, everybody. Welcome to another episode of hashtag the whiteboard. And I am your host, the Fantasy Typhoon, a.k.a. the Mentalist. Oh, man, it's been a while. I've been busy. Doing pretty good. This season in my fantasy leagues. You can Google it being the Fantasy Typhoon and hit enter, and that's me. Follow me. We got at FF One on One every Sunday about 11 o'clock, 11:30 to about 12:30, 12:45. Taking all your start sit advice. Everything, throw it at us. All kind of advice. Start sit advice, dynasty advice, trade advice. Whatever whatever you're thinking about, run it across us, and get it to us, and give us as much information as you can, and we'll automatically respond quickly, because we know that's a drastic time that your lineups needs to be set. So we understand it, but at the same time, we just ask for you about 12:45. Be respectful for us, so that we may go and set our lineups ourselves. Just sitting back watching fantasy. I mean, well, you know the motto here. It has to happen in the NFL first before it can happen to your fantasy team. So don't play fantasy football, meaning don't play something that's in your head that will never happen in the NFL. So I just sitting back watching the NFL. This has been a strange year. I mean, Andy Dalton is your number one QB thus far. We talking about week 6 coming up. So he's been doing this for 5 weeks. Now you take it that Tom Brady has already had a bye week, so you kind of throw that out there a little bit, but. Man, is that Patriots offense rolling? It's a historic year, kind of like your Odell Beckham out there last year. You got to catch teams when they're on fire. They're on fire. Deion Lewis, Gronk, Edelman. You need to have those guys. They're for real this year. Ride them. I did a trade in my Dynasty 48 league for Edelman for Cobb. Everybody looked at me like I was crazy. I was like, well, first of all, Cobb's hurt. They're basically using him as a decoy. Now he's the number one, so they're going to double stack him and say beat us with. Let me go to the board for a minute. Let's do tackle, guard, center, guard, tackle, tight end, Z receiver, X receiver. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. QB. Running back. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll throw a wide receiver here, or a tight end, whatever you want to be. So whether it's 12 personnel or 11 personnel. So we'll just leave that in the wind. Well, it's 11 personnel because that's what the Packers run. So the name of this show is The Power of the X. But since I don't, when I sit down on the whiteboard, hashtag the whiteboard guys, I don't really have a theme or an outline. Because if I do it that way, it'll sound canned, and I can't really I can't really go off cuff and really give you what I want to give you because I'm scripted. And if it's not in the script, then I won't give it to you. So, and I don't want to sit here in 2-3 days preparing for the show. Now, if I was like on live TV where I actually had to do a show and I could actually use footage, then we're talking a different story. But this here, I can do this on the fly. You can too. Make sure you're doing this here before you're making a trade. Make sure you use the whiteboard on your own sheet of paper I mean, I'm just giving you nuggets here. You can do what you want. Let me throw the disclaimer out here. I'm sorry. Let me throw the disclaimer out here. Now, what we here to do, this is why I created Fantasy Football 101. I just want you to get another voice, of something different. Things that you don't hear through your mainstream because, 140 characters or sometimes in articles, you can't get to illuminate things that you really want to illuminate, and you can't go in depth on some things because you just don't want to make the article 4 pages long. But here at the whiteboard, I can kind of relax. I can kick back, take my shoes off. I'm in the lab, down in the basement, on the big screen. I got everything I need right here, and I can really kick back, relax, and immerse myself in NFL and put my hat on, and really just sit back, relax, and just whatever comes to my mind now, I can relay it to you. So the name of this show is called The X, the power of the X, because you're seeing it all over the NFL right now. The power of the X is great. The power of the X right now is great, folks. So I just want to go over this right quick. Now let's talk about Cobb. Now this is why I traded Cobb out, because you got James Jones. Let's do it this way, because you got James Jones over here pretty much. James Jones is your X. He's not scaring nobody. You got Devontae Adams / Ty Montgomery over here. Ty Montgomery's the better player going forward, Dynasty folks. You already know this. You see it. Ty Montgomery is the guy you want. And if you're playing James Jones, if you picked him up off the wire, run him until you really realize, okay, I'm not going to win this thing. Then right before the trade deadline, about week 11, go ahead and unload him in Dynasty leagues. Now, if you're in redraft leagues, who cares? Because he's going to be back on the street. Okay, now, this is why I unloaded. Now, let me tell you, that 3 touchdown games, I can't take it away from him. He caught those 3 touchdowns. But that was a revenge game for Aaron Rodgers because he wanted to show y'all you picked Alex Smith over me. So I'm getting ready to burn you. So that's basically what Aaron Rodgers had in mind, because they were down at the 1 or 5 yard line at least a good 4 times, and he checked out a run to that rub route that they ran, which was killing. What was that guy's name? I can't think of the guy's name because the main safety or corner got hurt. He tore his ACL. I think he tore his ACL that night, and they brought Ty Branch. Cobb just toasted him, and Cobb had a good game. I got to give him to him. Cobb had a good game, and Cobb will have good games. But Edelman is that guy. But Edelman is that guy for 2015. Edelman is rolling. He's in that modified spread. Both are modified spread offenses. Both are basically 11 personnel, but Belichick and Josh McDaniels are a little bit swifter and a little bit sneakier in how they use Edelman, as opposed to, both are tied to good quarterbacks. So we're not worried about that. But the usage of Edelman is outstanding as opposed to Cobb. This is what Cobb's doing. That's basically what you're seeing from Cobb. Cobb is getting everything underneath. Jones is doing 9 routes, and he's doing outs, and he's doing everything down there. And you got Ty Montgomery picking up everything here. Then you got Richard Rodgers coming in here to here. That's the Green Bay offense. They're not asking Cobb to carry the team. They want Cobb to bring that double team. This is what they're doing with Cobb. See, they want Cobb to bring that double team, folks, and they want Cobb to They want Cobb to keep everything up so James Jones can get busy and Ty Montgomery can get busy downfield. That's why you see. Now I can move into the power of the X. That's why you see Eddie Lacy struggling, because Cobb's not taking them downfield. Cobb's keeping them in close and keeping that thing in the box, keeping that safety down, because they're not threatened with Cobb. So, which is making life hard for Lacy. So if you're in a dynasty league, they getting ready to get tired of that. They getting ready to think Lacy is looking like Trent Richardson. So that's getting ready to get into their head, because when you have a top producer like that and they're not producing, you get a little nervous. And it's been happening. Like I said, we're going into week 6, folks. It is what it is. They don't have Jordy, the X, to open it up so Lacy can breathe. That's a hindrance to them. So I went ahead and just traded out Cobb. Go ahead and give me Edelman. Go ahead and give, because Edelman, I mean, they're moving Cobb. He's in the backfield. They're moving him. I'm not mad at how they're using him. I'm just mad at his route tree. Two totally different route trees, folks. Two good, excellent systems, modified spread systems, both the same system. Two good running backs. Two good offensive lines. The only difference is the usage of the offensive coordinator game planning. They're game planning Cobb for the short intermediate. They're letting Edelman go all over the field in exchange with Gronk. And, well, what about LaFell? Well, LaFell makes it even better for Edelman. Edelman's already had his bye, so he's already been washed, what I call washed. So if you trade for him, he's already been washed. So that's just something I did in Dynasty Footy, and I had a lot of injuries, and I can't compete. Nothing like so. What I did, I just went back and redid my roster to where I'm young. I just said, you know what? Since I'm not competing, let me get somebody, because this is the draft. The 2015 rookie draft was the year of the running back. This is a running back draft. So there's a tons of running backs out there that are going to be, getting their weight up. They're rookies. They're rookies. Yeah. Let me throw this out here too while it just hit my mind. Todd Gurley, I apologize. I missed that. I missed him because I didn't realize that they were going to scheme a whole offense around Gurley. That's Gurley's offense. Now, I knew they were going to use him, but I'm talking to the point where Trey Mason, Cunningham, or whoever the running backs is on the depth chart, they got to run what Gurley runs, because they're running. Fisher is making him, what was that running back they had? Eddie George. They're going to, man, Gurley is a workhorse. They are going to use him to death as long as Fisher is in control of that offense. Now, using Tavon, like we already told you about Tavon, we already told you Tavon Austin is going to give you more than he has any year as far as fantasy production. He's going to make you say, okay, let me keep him if you went ahead and did the buy low like we suggested. But so when you look at that, let me just go ahead and throw that out there, and let me apologize on Gurley in my rookie summation I sent out. I never said he was a bust. I just said he wasn't worth the 1.1, and it's turning out that he might be that dude might be the real deal. But still got to see a little bit more. Still got to see a little bit of things I still got question marks on. But he's pretty much knocked everything else out of the way. That's just one more thing I really need to watch on him. And if he passes that litmus test right there, then he's bona fide. But I can tell you already now, he's 10 times better than what I anticipated. So I just want to throw that disclaimer out there. I was wrong on that. Actually, I've been wrong on a lot of things this year, because this year has been a crazy year. Devontae Freeman, let's go on him. Julio Jones. Now he's an X. He's a big body. He's an X. You got to put, like we keep telling you, you got to put eyes on him when he's in the lineup. So Thursday, even if he's hurt, he's a decoy. You see what I'm trying to say? So only thing can hurt him from being a number one guy this year is injury, and it seems he has a hamstring injury, folks, and it's hindering him. So that's why you haven't seen the full blast Julio. But Shanahan is smart enough to know, look, we're not going to ask you to open it all the way up. We just need you on the field. So now they are moving him to the W, over to the Z, over to the W slide. You know, so they're moving him around. They're getting full use out of Julio. Absolutely. Don't get me wrong. Shanahan is doing phenomenal work there. But what's getting Devontae Freeman, and Devontae Freeman is real for 2015. He's real. So if you missed him, you missed him. I didn't see that one coming. And I added a note to it because Shanahan is a running back guru, and it should have caught that. He's like a Kubiak. You know, Shanahan is what they're doing there is they have the whole running playbook open. They're using outside zone, they're using inside zone, they're using power, they're using stretch, they're using angle blocking, they're using everything for Freeman, and Freeman is rolling. Freeman is a zone blocking scheme wonder. But you know, that's the scheme. Have you noticed when you get a Gary Kubiak or a Mike Shanahan or a Kyle Shanahan, when you get that type of zone blocking scheme offense, it's usually a player that doesn't really possess that super talent from the combine or from your eye test. Just a regular guy who comes in and those lanes. Let me tell you something. This Atlanta Falcons offensive line is road grading. And they put that unit together such last minute. That's what made me cancel out Freeman. Didn't see this one coming. I can't see it all. You know, nobody can see it all. So yeah, I missed on Freeman. Absolutely. I missed that one. But have you ever noticed things with Kyle Shanahan, not Mike, more Kyle? 2015, it's Freeman. This is Freeman's show. You better get in. You better get in now. If not, don't buy in for 16. Because if you buy in for 16, defenses have a chance to. See, Shanahan likes to do a lot of moving the quarterback off the spot, a lot of play action, and like I said, that keeps the defense on their heels. And it's new, just like he did in Washington. It was new. Alfred Morris went bananas until the next season. Defensive coordinators got a hold and started watching the offensive line, looking at the play calls, listening to the audibles, and started getting keys to understanding when the play action was coming, when the stretch zone was coming, when the angle blocking was coming, when the G-power was coming. You see what I'm saying? So the longer the Falcons run it, the more prone to next year of this not being as effective. Oh, it's balling this year. Freeman's balling. I can't take nothing. I'm not taking nothing away from Freeman. Freeman is shining. You got to give the man his credit. I got to give it to him. He's balling. But all I'm saying is 2016, I don't anticipate Freeman balling like he is this season, because after a whole offseason, these defensive coordinators are geniuses, just like an offensive coordinator. So they're going to have plans a way to take away that. But if you look at the teams with that X, you see a good running game. So you're looking at the Carolina Panthers. They're doing it without Benjamin. But Jonathan Stewart is getting clogged. That's because they can put one here, one here and one there. Put the extra guys in the box here. Cam, you beat us because we gotta catch Cam running too. So that's what's keeping Jonathan Stewart down. So if Jonathan Stewart lasts for another season, this can be a good running system. This can be a good running game. It's not 2015 because you don't have that big boy over there. That's whoa. You see this over here, guys? You know, all right. The mic's right here. All right, y'all see this over here, right? I can't handle this guy. He's gonna eat me alive one-on-one. I need help. So when you start bringing all that over here to pay attention here, you bring a little G power here. Whoop, run Stewart that way. So that's why you see a hindrance on the running game there in Carolina. So if Jay Stu comes back next season and we get a healthy KB, Kelvin Benjamin, yeah, go ahead and make that trade in your dynasty leagues. Go ahead and scoop Jay Stu up because they're going to be frustrated. Let's see what other teams. We're looking at the Big Body X. Okay, everybody wants to know what's going on with Denver. Denver, they got a Big Body X in Demaryius Thomas. You even got Norwood in there. Man, I don't know what's happening to what's that guy's name? What is that guy's name? Cody Latimer. I know he's hurt right now, something to that effect. But man, he cannot get on the field. So I don't know. That's a coaching thing. So there's something going on there. Like I said, it's two sides to the coin. It's more than just talent. Talent is I would say 65-70% of the equation. But you gotta have that IQ, man. You have to understand the field. You can't when they're running these routes, folks, they not just running. You know, people looking like, oh, look at that cut he did. No, it's not all about the cut. Because some of these guys are too slow and don't cut. It's where they're going when it's zone and man. Can they read what's happening and come sit where they need to sit? That's what the nuances is. As the talent is being sharp, but the depth and the break off your stem or two-way go is understanding zone and man. So that's more playbook as opposed to being sharp as far as talent. Now, let me tell you what's happening with the Broncos. This is what's going on with the Broncos. Well, they took him out from under center because that was a disaster. And the defense is carrying these boys. But offensive line hasn't had a chance to gel. And we told you that. We told you that when we did our segment on C.J. Anderson. We told you he's going to start slow. But boy, did we didn't anticipate him starting this slow. Now, with C.J. Anderson, I don't know what to tell you to do. I own him in Dynasty. I've been trying to unload this dude. But I can't really get nothing for him. So I'm just going to hold it because this is what I'm waiting for now. I don't think Peyton Manning's going to make the whole season. If he does, this is his last shot. Broncos not bringing him back. So you gotta disconnect here. You have a disconnect with the offensive line, and you have no respect for Peyton because now they're up. They're up on Daniels, and they're up. So they're shutting off everything right here. So not only can C.J. Anderson as soon as he gets the ball, folks, he's getting tackled like right here. As soon as he drops back, hands off to C.J. Anderson, Anderson gets the ball right here, he's tackled. That's Peyton. Because he doesn't scare anybody downfield. They are not scared. Now, he did get one against the Lions. I think it was against Clay. Clay was lined up here, and he was ready to jump it, but Demaryius Thomas kept going, took it deep. Peyton came back and hit him, and it was a success. It was a touchdown because it was just he didn't have no help over the top because they were down in the box, ready for the run game, which means the play action don't work. So now Kubiak's whole offense don't work. You see what I'm trying to say? So it's not just offense. Everybody like, oh, it's the offensive line. No, it's not just the offensive line. That's part of it. But the other part to it is Peyton Manning. And I hate to say that about my boy. I call him the best quarterback of all time. I never seen nothing like Peyton Manning. But when it's all said and done, Peyton Manning is not. They're sitting 10, 15 yards right here because they don't trust him to throw the ball that far, which means everybody's coming up for run support. So when Anderson gets the ball, Hillman gets the ball, there's nothing there. Now, let me tell you what he did. He did an outside stretch zone, pitch off to Hillman. Height. He pitched it. Ball's in the air. Hillman caught it right here, coming across the side. Great blocking. Great blocking. Great call at the right time because it was 2 on 2. Hillman caught it, went right through there and took it to the house, 72 yards. That's what you saw. Oh, Hillman going to take Anderson's spot. No, he's not. He's not trusting in pass pro. So even if something happened to C.J. Anderson, they go on to Juwan Thompson before they would Ronnie Hillman. So watch yourself there. Hillman's not trusted. Now they'll run Hillman, but Hillman's not trusted. I'm talking about an every down banger. Hillman's not trusted. Which brings us to Detroit. Calvin Johnson. He is oh man. I drafted Calvin Johnson. In one of my actually in the SFB 360. Yeah, I did. I drafted him, and they are not going downfield. Pretty much the same thing with Peyton. They are not using. They just sitting there just letting Calvin Johnson just go to waste. Golden Tate. Now letting Golden Tate go a little bit of post routes, but they're keeping him in kind of close. Then you got the offensive line that's not gelled together. Tame that, blend that with a quarterback you don't respect, just like Peyton. You don't respect Stafford no more. So now you bring in Zach Zenner. He can't do nothing. He can't really get it going. You bring in Amir Abdullah in. We already told you he can't do it. Now he's fumbling. Then you bring in Theo Riddick, which is a small guy. He can't do it. And then Jork Bell's hurt. You know, everybody was talking how bad Jork Bell was and how good Amir Abdullah is, but we already told you he's not that banger. Now, I'm not saying Amir Abdullah's not talented. He's actually the most talented back on the squad. But he's more of the multi-back, not the banger. You know, you don't trot him out there on first down. You trot him out there on third down and then passing down and let him do his thing. Let him catch in his space like he did across the middle. Boop, boop, boop. Put that whoop, whoop. Remember like he did on Weddle. And just going right to the house. That's Abdullah's game. Abdullah is space. So I'm just sitting here waiting on the offensive coordinator just to figure it out. And pretty soon Zach Zenner will be the starter. That's what we're seeing here. So you got a big body X there in Detroit, but you're not using him to the point where he can. Oh, okay, we got to pay attention to this man. Now you're running Zach Zenner or Abdullah or Joick or Theo. There's too many running backs there. That's too much. It's too many mouths to feed in that running back backfield right now. They need to go ahead and figure that out. Pick one and let him come in and eat. And go ahead and just make Theo. Go ahead and make Theo a wide receiver. Go ahead and bring Theo right here. You don't have a W. Go ahead and make Theo the W. And put him on the field with Zach Zenner, Abdullah, and Joy. but he can also come back and take the handoff. Yeah, I guess that's what I would do. I would just go ahead and make Theo a wide receiver. Just go ahead and designate him a wide receiver, but he can still sit in the running back meeting. Absolutely. Let's go ahead and get him out. You're using him on passing down. Let's just go ahead. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to say at the beginning. It's the dump off. This is the year of the check down. This is the year of the dump off. These little guys are getting work. Pay attention. This, my model has always been the 215 plus guy. The bigger back. It's not that way anymore. The Chris Thompsons, the Dion Lewis, the Amir Abdullah, the Duke Johnsons, the Theo Riddicks, the smaller guys now are getting work. Lance Dunbar, they had Darren McFadden out. I'm talking about the Cowboys now. They had Darren McFadden out there playing the smaller guys role. Why they didn't put Christine Michael in and let him eat right there, I have no idea. The game was done. Why not find a spark? Now I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's the deal is behind the scenes with Christian Michael. I'm just baffled. You see the guy clearly is the best running back on the team. Now they're going out, bringing in LaMichael James, trying to fill that Dunbar role and let him do punt return. So, and then last week, Michael he got one sniff. He was supposed to go up through the middle. He saw it was clogged. He cut it outside, got about maybe 8 yards. Nice run. Nice vision on that run. The way he reversed. He's way better than Randall. Randall's good. Don't get me wrong, but Randall's not special. Randall is a backup. That's right now starting. And I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm sitting here watching this. We have to throw Michael in the game now. Whether he's up to par and pass pro, we got to dumb it down for him and bring that man in and let him run the show. Hopefully, when they bring in Castle, that will activate Michael because they have to dumb the playbook down anyway for Castle. So now hopefully we can get Michael on the field, and once he hits the field, and I'm not, like I said on the podcast on the Dallas Cowboys backfield, I'm not talking about come in, run 2-3, run 2 runs, and on third down come out and then come back in on first down, come out on second and third down. Not that. I'm talking about put him in the game, let him eat for a series, and then come back in, let him eat for another series. Once he gets that, they can't go back to Randall. You can't. It's like eating steak. You can't go back to oodles and noodles. Once you took a bite of that steak, I think I want steak. I don't think I want those oodles and noodles right now. I want me another piece of this steak. So that's what you have. You got steak compared to oodles and noodles, which is Randall. You got steak and Michael. Now, I don't know, maybe the steak is old. Something is wrong that we have no idea about with Christian Michael. Christian Michael behind the scenes. There is something there, and it's serious. I don't know what it is. Seattle got rid of him, brought in Thomas Rawls. He's balling. But there's something going on there, and I can't put my finger on it. They haven't released it yet. So if I don't see Michael week 7 against the Giants getting a significant amount of time in that backfield, then something. And if they sign LaMichael James and he comes in and gets some burn, something is wrong there. Maybe Michael is slow in the playbook. Maybe he's illiterate. Maybe he needs them to put out, tomato cans and show him the lineups and where he needs to run. Maybe they need to dumb it down, where they use, like maybe take tops, milk carton tops, milk jug tops, and lay him down like this. This is your tackle, this milk top. You know, maybe he, I don't know. I'm starting. It's not talent wise. I know that, so I'm settled with that. Whatever it is, it's mental. Is he crazy or something? I don't know, but there's something there that we don't see. Now, let me go ahead and close up this segment. Now, let's go to the offensive that don't really need the big body X because they run in a different system. And you're looking at the Philadelphia Eagles. They don't need the big guy, like the other offenses of the NFL to have their running game flow, because their running game is based off these two guys. That's how their running game is based. They're running off. They double up. That's pretty much how their running game is going, double up, and then these two, when they're kicking outside, he hands off to Murray on the outside, then they run it that way. So that's more of an outside zone. But when you're looking at the Eagles, they have to run first before they can throw. That's the way that offense is working. So a lot of teams are figuring it out that if we just crash the run, then we automatically stop the pass. But as far as the big body X, the name of the show, they don't need that. They're not based on that. Look at New Orleans Saints. The big body X, they don't sign up for that philosophy. They are more timing, and they scheme their players to get in space. So the New Orleans Saints and the Philadelphia Eagles are more futuristic type offenses than your big body X type, which is, some teams, like I said, some teams are morphing into the new era of football with a lot of those checkdowns, man. So, guys, don't underestimate these checkdown backs. They're not going to play a whole Shane Vereen. He's not going to play a whole game. He pretty much has to really get you a touchdown to really, make himself worth his start. You're looking at about these check down backs. You're looking at about 5-6 targets, about 50 to 60 yards. That's what the offensive coordinator is putting into the game plan now. So we are morphing into that type of back. Like I was saying, you're morphing into that back that's 200. So when you're seeing these guys come out of college in 2016 and you're putting grades on them, and he's not that 215-pound thumper like you want, 215-pound plus. You're really looking for that 220, 222, but you'll take a 215-pound, as your thumper. That's about as low as you go. About Mark Ingram is 215. That's about as low as you really want to go for your thumping dog. But the running backs going into morphing into this check down type, and which makes Gurley that much more attractive. So I don't know. I'm making my mind up now what I want to do. Do I want to package up something and just go ahead and get him now before he really solidifies himself as a I might be too late. I might got to pay the price. But I mean, that's part of the thing, and that's another thing about me when I play Dynasty. I keep looking. I look too far ahead, and I never play in the now. I'm learning that about myself as far as Dynasty is concerned. Redraft, I'll kill you. I'll tear you up in redraft because I know that's for this year. I know, okay, give me Antonio Brown first round, give me DeAndre Hopkins second round, then I'll scramble and get me Chris Ivory and Mark Ingram, and, I'll load it up that way because I know what I need. I know what I need to get me through. Then come on the back end, give me Allen Hurns, which is what I did in my draft. Then lock that up with Eli. And I'm ready to rock. And like I told you, Eli, championship. So I got to do what I said. So, So that's how I build as far as redraft. But in Dynasty, man, all right, let me show you what I'm working with right now. I know I'm not going to win, but let me show you what I'm working with, and then I'll roll out. And this is my problem, guys. This is my roster right here. Let me minimize it so you can really see it. That's my roster as of right now. I got CJ. Like I said, I've been trying to get rid of him. I can't move him. I'm keeping him. I done made my mind up now. I'm not in a championship run. I got Kelvin Benjamin waiting to come in. He's on IR, so you can't see him. And I got, there it is. I got Jeff. I saw him on the wall. I went in and scooped him up, man. That's a dog right there. I just scooped him up, put him on IR. Why not? And I got Kelvin Benjamin on IR. So just when you're looking at my wide receiver crew, that's, Kelvin Benjamin, Josh Gordon, and Antonio Brown as my dogs. Then I'm switching in Edelman and Moncrief. You got Parker in training. Hopefully they come out of the bye week. He's another big body X that can help make Lamar Miller work. But I don't know. They won't seem to bring that in. I got, like I said, I'm true to my game. Eli and Sam. I told you that's what I was doing. I got old man Foster. You got to keep your old head that gets a lot of touches. You got to have that in your dynasty league. I'm sorry. Everybody thinks you need to stay young. Yeah, you need to get young. You see all this youth here. You see the youth. The youth is there, but he really let me down. I'm going to tell you the truth. I missed here, and that really hurt my whole season. Because going into the season, he was ready. And Kelvin Benjamin was ready. And I thought Anderson was going to pick up weight from left off from last season. I was like, I'm ready to compete. I got my two workhorses now. I let these guys here get their weight up. So, I don't have to run Yeldon out there now. I wasn't even really trying to play him this year. That was the plan. But, then Foster went down. Then Benjamin went down. Then Big Ben went down and took Brown out the game. So I'm like, dog. And once you pretty much get behind in this league because it's so top heavy, once you get behind, there's no need of trading trying to fix it once you get it so far behind. So right now I'm just gonna let these young dogs, I'm gonna let Matt Jones show me what he's about. Hopefully Christian Michael gets a shot. Let's find out if Beast Mode back will let him play another season. Chris Thompson is attached to Jones. Let's see if Alfred Morris comes back. Robert Turbin, let's see if he can come in and get a stranglehold on that backfield over Crowell. I think he can. But Crowell did some good work this last game against Baltimore. So TJ Yeldon, you already know what I think about him. And then Zach Jenner, let's see what he can do. Let's see if he can overtake Jork Bell as the first and second down back, even though he can do it all. Zach can do it all. But, you got to put Abdul on the field. That's just the way it go. So right now, I'm just, I can package up Jones, Michael, and Zenner and something and go get something to team with Foster. But, I don't know. I think I'll just go ahead and play it out now. And whatever happens, I'll just let it fall wherever it falls. And this is another thing I do, and I'll show you this and I'll go. This is how I do for my team, too. I go ahead and write down, and I keep this is what I do for my dynasty team. I go ahead and keep a running tab on what they're doing. You got to have a modified spread QB. Your Tom Brady, your Aaron Rodgers, your Matt Ryan, your Sam Bradford, your Eli Manning, your Drew Brees. You got to have one of those guys. Now, Josh McCown is now a modified spread. So, then you go to my backfield. Look, just showed you earlier. I got C.J. Anderson low on the totem pole, pretty much. I might pick up Chikandrick West and let Mark Bradshaw go. I've been waiting on him too long. He's not doing nothing, so we're going to have to go ahead and do something there. Colts have played with me long enough, so I'll probably keep Foster another year because I need an old head to hold the ship down while these young guys show me what they got. So, but like I'm saying, by the end of the season, I'll know what I have here. These guys will have showed what's going on, and during the off season, and when we come back next season, I know exactly which ones I need to trade and which ones I need to stick behind. So I'll just sit there and let those guys tell me what they are. Then when it comes down to Josh, if I can get him back next year, team him with Antonio Brown and Kelvin Benjamin, and then run Edelman in the flex. We got Moncrief waiting. See, you try to get those modified spread wide receivers, and if you're gonna get a traditional pro set like Kelvin Benjamin and Josh, make sure they don't have no competition. Now Travis Benjamin is coming up in Cleveland, but the offensive coordinator will wipe his targets out and send them to Josh. That's no problem. Kelvin Benjamin, what you got? Corey Brown, Ted Ginn, Funches, they'll wipe their targets out and send the whole show over to Benjamin. So that's not a problem. Parker, they need to get him on the field. Tavon, we already told you he's Patterson. I probably end up dropping Patterson. I'll give him another year, see if they trade him. Or because he's in a contract year next year, so we'll see what's happening there. Vernon going to be in a contract year. So he's going to a new team next season. So let's see if he can go somewhere where they actually utilize him. Crocker Gilmore is more talented than what you think. Kels, now that, I hate to say Charles is down, but now Charles is down. Now Andy Reid can scheme this man the ball. Give him the ball. So then you down here, I got, running games, and I got my futures list of what I'm looking for. So that's just how I run my Dynasty 48 roster. And like I said, as you look at my team, this is a young team. This is young. So I need to stop trading and just play it. Wherever it goes, I know I'm not winning. I understand that. But I just need to stop trading and play it. Quarterbacks always should be old. Should always have an old quarterback. Because these young guys, Andrew Luck is about the youngest guy that you can really rock and roll with, that you can count on. Andy Dalton, he's coming up, but he's got to show me a little bit more before I buy in. And plus, he's a modified West Coast. So we'll see how long we can keep that up, because it's about to get cold. And that's when they morph into the run game. Modified spreads, they don't change. This is who they are. So that's why that's why we say that's why we suggest. You can do what you want to do, but that's why we suggest get you a modified spread quarterback as opposed to a traditional pro set or a modified West Coast or a zone read or a traditional West Coast. Let's see. That's it, guys. Just want to be a little transparent and just take you through how what we do here on the whiteboard, and hopefully this sheds some light on some of the situations that some of you might be in. Like your Eddie Lacy and your Jonathan Stewarts, and things of that nature. You're sitting there, C.J. Anderson. You're sitting there looking at them not popping, and your Amir Abdullah, hold that. Your Zach Zenner, hold that. Hold it. Don't jump out there trying to get rid of it that quick just because it's not doing what you want it to do now. Hold it if you got it, and if you don't have it, go ahead and go out there and get it low. Now, if you're working with Devontae Freeman, run that. Run him all season. Absolutely. Run him in the ground. But once you see that you're not about to make if you're not about to make the playoffs right before the trade deadline, Go ahead and get that full ransom from a team that's contending, and go ahead and trade Devontae Freeman on in and get paid. You got to get 2 firsts and a player. If they don't give you that, then don't trade him. Take him into the offseason because somebody's going to come pay the price for it. You just wait. Sometimes patience is a virtue in dynasty leagues. Go ahead and put it on the message board. Hey, I got Devontae Freeman up. Give me 2 ones and a player. And, that's it. Let them know hey, this is what I'm taking. This is what the deal is. You don't have it, then don't even shoot me offer. It is what it is. But, somebody else, somebody shoot you off, but they might shoot you something like Demaryius Thomas. That's a serious buy low. Demaryius Thomas is a baller. But Peyton Manning can't get him the ball like he used to, and he can't get him into the red zone like they used to. The offense just ain't moving the ball. It's just that simple. Don't take a rocket science to see that. So everybody thinking Demaryius Thomas is the same route runner and the same beast he was last year. It's not Demaryius Thomas' fault. Calvin Johnson. It's not Calvin Johnson's fault. I'm not saying go buy Calvin. You might want to leave Calvin alone, but you can go take go ahead and take him. Go ahead and take Demaryius Thomas. Absolutely. Go ahead and take him. Take him and 2 ones for Devontae Freeman. Yeah, shoot, do that now. Somebody gonna get that up, and then I'll tell you what to do with the 2 ones during your rookie draft. Actually, you don't even take a player. Aha, I gotcha. I teach you how to do that. Tim, I got a podcast coming to you. I got something for my man Tim. I got a new dynasty trick that I'm getting ready to work. I probably won't ever draft again. I probably won't ever draft in the rookie draft ever again. Yeah. If you want to know more about that, the fantasytyphoon@hotmail.com. Oh, yeah. The strategy is out. Brand new strategy for Dynasty. I'm going to unleash it on my folks this season. Yeah, you're going to see what I'm talking about. Thank you for your support, everybody. I really appreciate it. Thank you for hanging in there with me. Been away for a while. Been playing. Like I said, we do our work during the off season. We'll sit back and grind the tape. And during the season, man, we're playing, having fun, sitting with the family, and we're relaxing, man. We're enjoying the football season. You got to enjoy it. Sooner or later, you got to kick back and enjoy this thing. You can't keep putting in work, and you'll miss the fun of fantasy football. So right now, I'm just sitting back, having fun, reaping the benefits from all that film study I did during the off season. So now I'm just sitting back having fun. I really wanted to compete in that Dynasty 48, but injury. Once, see, because what I'm trying to do is get the core together first. Once I get the core together, then I'll start putting in the second level players. But I want that core to be top dogs. But I'm basically one player away from one of those young running backs. Somebody going to rise up and take the mantle, and I'm going to team them up with Foster. It probably won't happen until about another 2 weeks, but it'll be too late. But I'll wait for it instead of trading Moncrief for something, trying to go get it, trading future assets down the road, trying to win now when, I know I can't win now. I've already started off too weak there. So I'll just go ahead and mail it in, and just let them young dogs just show me what you got, and we'll revisit this a little bit later. Matter of fact, we'll revisit this later. I'll try my best not to touch that roster, and then we'll come back later and then we take a look, and you'll be like, oh, okay, you held on to that. Now you got something. You looked at it now, I might be like, I don't know, Typhoon, everything's a little green. Absolutely, you want young running backs. You want your running backs to be young. That's why that Gurley is, you might want to go give up the farm and go get that. Because that's a huge piece to your game. He's not coming off the field. He's a rare back. If you can get him and team him with a Le'Veon Bell or something, boy, you in a good position to do some damage in your leagues. But, that's for another show. So we will revisit that. But once again, folks, thank you for working with me. Thank you for listening to me. Like I said, as a disclaimer, We just give you information. You can do whatever you want to do with it. That's totally up to you. We just here to, help give you a new angle on some things and hopefully help you, change your thought process and bring something new to you, new and exquisite. You know what, Typhoon? That was pretty good, man. You know what? I might put that in my toolbox, and might not do it this year. Maybe do it in 16. Or you might say, Typhoon, man, you crazy, dog. I ain't doing none of that. It's fine with me. Don't make me no different. I'm just sharing it with you. That's all we here to do. We here to help you get better. But we go ahead and close this one out, and then I'll leave you with my whiteboard. #whiteboard. The motto is, fantasy football is a mirror of the NFL. It has to happen in the NFL first before it can happen on your fantasy team. So don't play fantasy football. Don't just win. Dominate!